Hello, Junior Church, and welcome to another week of YouTube Junior Church lessons. This week is the beginning of the season for nonviolence. So we're going to talk a lot about what that is and then the schedule for the next 9 weeks. We have a great program planned for the next 9 weeks, and I'm hoping that you will all be participating in it. But first, let's go to our 4 core principles. All right, our 4 principles. At CSA, we believe God is all there is. And we're going to be feeling that God as we go into our season for nonviolence. We're going to be feeling our oneness with God and expressing it. All thought is creative and influential. You'll have plenty of opportunity for the next 9 weeks to have your thought be creative and influential. As you think, that's what you'll experience. So that could be really fun. The next one, everything is either a call for love or an expression of love, no exceptions. And we've talked a lot about that. The last one is you are whole, perfect, and complete exactly as you are right now. So give yourself a big hug and let's go into season for nonviolence. It begins on the day that Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated and ends on the day Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And Mahatma Gandhi was on January 30th, so that begins today. So that's why we're doing our first week of season for nonviolence starting today, and it will go into next week. And we will have a schedule for the next 9 weeks, and then the season for nonviolence ends on April 4th. But as you know, we want a season for nonviolence to not just be for these 10 weeks. We want it to be forever. We want the world to be at peace and learn about communication and love for each other. So in the next 9 weeks, what we're going to do is this week, January 30th to February 5th, we're going to talk about kindness. And each day you'll perform an act of kindness. In just a few minutes, I'm going to read you a book about kindness, but that's what this week represents, is kindness. The next week we'll create peace cranes. And so next week I'll be folding paper and showing you how to make peace cranes, and we'll just see how many we can make. The next week is about treating all animals with kindness. The next one is to point out historical events of nonviolence. Do some research. Find out what historical events included nonviolence but still made an impact on the world. The next week is exploring ways to protect our natural environment. And climate change is a huge topic right now. So it should be pretty easy to come up with ways to protect our natural environment. The next week, you're going to choose games and toys and entertainment that have no violence involved in them. I know I play a role-playing game on my phone with my son, and it definitely includes violence. So that week, I will not be playing that game. The next week is practice listening skills and refrain from foul language. So we'll have some exercises on listening in our lesson, and then that week you'll go forward and practice listening. Then the last week is eat nourishing food and promote self-esteem with a positive mindset. So we'll talk about what nourishing food is and how to promote self-esteem. And then the final week is oppose racism. Now, we know that all of these activities can and should be done all the time, but these are the weeks we're going to focus on those particular concepts. And then it ends on April 4th. And on April 4th, we will have a celebration of what we accomplished. So please email me at csajuniorchurchmindy@gmail.com with any experiences that you have experienced you've experienced during these weeks. And then we want to celebrate those. We want to bring those out to the public and let them know that we are focusing on nonviolence. And that will help our world. So now let's read our book about kindness. And then from there, I'll wish you well and we'll go on our way. So here I'll attach this document to the email that will go out, and you can all print this out so that you have the whole week that you can keep in front of you for the next, from today through April 4th. All right, hold on a second and I'll go get the book. Here is the book. It's called Right Now I Am Kind. And it was written by Dr. Daniela Owen and illustrated by Gulce Bejcek. Here's a picture of people being kind. Sometimes we just want to think about ourselves. We want what we want. We want to do what we want to do. And we don't want to think about other people. But we live in a world with lots of other people. Many of us have families at home, classmates and teachers in our schools and on Zoom, and friends in our neighborhoods, towns, and cities. It's important to be aware of and kind to all of these other people. When we pay attention to other people, it helps us to be more aware of our own actions. And our actions are important because they can affect others. There are a few simple ways to be mindful of our actions and to be good, kind citizens in our communities, whether it's in our homes, in our neighborhoods, or in our schools. The first way to be kind is to look around you and be aware of other people wherever you go. When you notice who's around you, you can see whether you need to change your actions based on those other people. The second way to be kind is to ask people if they need any help. Even though you may prefer to do something else, after a short time, you will find joy in helping others. Contributing makes us feel more valuable as people. And the people we help will really appreciate it. A third way to be kind is to show people you care through random acts of kindness. When we think about people in our community and do kind things for them, even if they didn't ask us to, we feel connected to them. Try looking around you and seeing if there are any kind things that you can do, like putting toys away, giving a thoughtful gift, or taking care of a pet. Sometimes it can take extra time and effort to notice what's happening around us and to do something helpful. But practicing this is worth it because caring for those in our communities turns us into kind people. So remind yourself, right now, I am kind. And you know, we've talked about those I am statements. So saying I am kind will make it easier for you to practice being kind. And random acts of kindness, I find, are the most fun. There was a day when I bought the Starbucks for the person behind me, and it made me so happy. And you know what happened? Several weeks later, somebody bought mine. And I was so thrilled. So I know what it's like to do it. And I also know what it's like to receive it. So random acts of kindness are pretty wonderful. That's it for this week's lesson, but that's not it for the week. Please practice kindness all week. And next week, we'll go on to the next week of the season for nonviolence. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, listen and practice social distancing, and again, be kind. Until next week, take care.